Besties.
Yo, yo. What up, everybody?
How are you?
Share this to Facebook real quick.
Yes, of course.
Let's go.
Let's see if I can see this. Yeah, so welcome to Monday Night Besties. How are you? It is a busy night. There was so much going on. On Raw. We should get into it.
Busy
I feel
week.
like it is a busy week.
Busy week. SummerSlam week, everybody. We are here.
SummerSlam week. And
Party of the
accordingly,
summer. That's right.
we
Party of the
need
summer.
your super chats because DC is going to SummerSlam. We need to get him some merch. We need to make sure that happens. So we need your super chats. We need your slamchats.com. Thank you. I did it. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
There you
It's
go.
the only thing this is the only I live for that. Do you know that? That my whole week hinges on whether or not my eyebrows look good. So thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so send in your slam chats, slamchats.com.
That's right.
Did I do it? Oh my gosh, I did it.
That's right. Yes, 2 weeks in a row. Let's go.
Like 20 episodes. It's fine. It's no big deal. Yeah, okay, listen, you can't. Yes, that's true.
Look.
I had to for a second.
You had to double check. Had to do the spell check.
I spell checked in my own brain really fast. You cannot spell Cleveland without DC, so that is exceptional. We need to make sure that he has all of the swag money that he needs.
My Braun Breaker shirt will be here tomorrow, so that's what I'm planning to wear. Yeah, I got me a Braun Breaker shirt to wear. Hopefully, maybe when we get to our predictions part, maybe Braun Breaker will be a champion.
We'll have to see.
We'll
Very
see.
Exciting.
There is a meet and greet on Sunday after SummerSlam where Braun Breaker has, so I'm going to go to that.
You should. Oh my gosh.
Man, I'm excited. It's time.
Braun Breaker. Do you think Braun Breaker's the bestie?
I think so, for sure.
100%. Yeah, also agreed. You know what was kind of funny tonight? He runs out to attack Sammy, and I feel like the crowd was already like, yeah. And I sort of I think sometimes I'm not always watching actively because I'm writing and I'm looking up and I'm looking down. And I heard you just kind of hear the crowd pop. And I was like, oh, what? Who's out there? And it was Braun. It wasn't a good guy. So it was fascinating.
Still getting adapted to that. Braun Breaker being a babyface again.
I know.
It's weird.
It'll
take a minute.
I just liked him so much on NXT, but he was very goofy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a different kind of babyface, I think. Okay, so we should get into it.
Let's do it.
I don't know. Sometimes you go chronological. Sometimes you go with things that are most exciting. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we could start with the beginning. What kicked off Monday Night Raw? It's Monday Night Rollins. Rollins comes out in his fire attire once again. Got to give.
Yes.
And I love his tweet afterwards. This is we're just getting started, basically, is what he's saying. Wait till you see what I got at SummerSlam. So, Seth comes out in his pre-referee attire, brings out these two morons, and Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, as he called them. Yes. And first of all, a very heel promo, it felt like, from Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely felt like heel Seth Rollins, so I don't know if that was intentional or just came off that way. But definitely a heel Seth Rollins I felt like we got tonight. But basically just, you got these two guys and, all the rules of tonight where they can't touch each other or there's no match at SummerSlam. They can't touch Seth Rollins or there's no match at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
So I love CM Punk tonight, by the way. CM Punk, I think, won this entire segment from two different things. One, as soon as Seth said all of that, CM Punk got the hell out of the ring right away. He's like, look, all right, I can't touch nobody, then I'm just going to evacuate this situation.
Yes.
Be proactive instead of reactive. I'm just going to get out of this ring. That way I'm not tempted to knock one of you the fuck out tonight and ruin my match. So I love that part. Love that. And then I love the line where he told Drew McIntyre that what did he say? That he was the best thing that happened to Drew's career was hurting CM Punk, and the worst thing that happened to him was hurting CM Punk. I had to mark those in my notes. That was my favorite part of the promo because you could tell that got under Drew's skin a little bit. Like that reaction where Drew kind of like got serious for a minute, like, all right, bet. That. So like I think CM Punk definitely won the little promo tonight. And like it felt like we were getting CM Punk and Seth for a little bit going at each other. And then Drew's like, hold up, bro. Like, you're forgetting you're facing me.
Right.
Saturday. You're facing me. You're forgetting about me, the guy you screwed over billions of times. So
yeah,
great promo to start Raw tonight.
It was. I get so caught up in like not which aspects are real, but I just feel like Seth Rollins and CM Punk legitimately do not have
like there's something there, right?
There's like legitimate yeah, and it's just so fascinating, and it's hard for me to disengage from like that side of things. I don't know. It's just very strange. So yeah, I have a difficult time separating like behind the scenes stories or whatever, which I don't think there's been anything particular, but I do appreciate when that stuff is like interwoven. But there's a particular spice, I would say, behind at least Seth's countenance at all times around the situation. It also felt like Drew is not as spicy. Like it seems like a couple times it seemed like it was Drew was landing lines to get the crowd to almost do something so that it would almost diffuse a situation. Like the random line where he said like the people chant your name at me in the grocery store. Like that felt very much like
said I can't even go to the supermarket.
Yeah, like it was funny, but it's also like it broke up some of the tension of what was happening. It's just super fascinating. I also find it very funny that I think there was like a slight competitive edge regarding the length of the entrances. Because I wrote a full story in the amount of time that it was just the entrances. And it was like one of those things where, we thought maybe there'd be actual like rules. Like we didn't know what he was coming out there to say. So
yeah, I thought he was gonna say like some kind of like maybe a special match or something like maybe.
Yeah, so there seemed like there could be a real stipulation. So like my editor was like, yeah, why don't you pause that one you're doing and just like see what he's gonna say? Well, and I was like, okay. And then I realized, is this a Seth entrance? We still have two more. Like, I'm gonna keep writing. So I just kept going. And then by the time it like CM Punk's entrance was over, by the time Drew was halfway out, I was already done. So it was like, oh wow, like what is going on? Like it did feel like they had a really long. So those are the kind of details that like if you're watching for them, it's interesting. But if you're not and you don't care, it doesn't matter. So that's what I like about their particular interactions is that I think it doesn't need a title. I don't need this to have any other stakes than it's just like drama for sake of drama, which I kind of like. Yes. And I think we don't have enough of necessarily in professional wrestling anymore. Like it does kind of end up being these things that are either like wildly accurate, right? Like people really don't like each other, or it's kind of so it's fun. It's a fun take. It's been a fun storyline. I do think the real heat is behind Punk and Seth. So not that Drew and Punk hasn't been a great feud. I just feel like I'm excited to see what happens, I suppose.
Yeah. We'll get to
predictions.
Yeah, we got our predictions later on. So before we give away too much, right? And also if you've seen Raw tonight, and you're watching this video because we don't have the show without you besties. So we want all your thoughts on Monday Night Raw tonight as well. What were some of your thoughts? What were your favorite moments of tonight? What are you looking forward to the most on Saturday at SummerSlam? I'm sure it's not the 3-hour kickoff show. They announced that a little bit ago. Everybody's complaining online. 3 hours is way too long for a kickoff show, just in my opinion.
I think they said it the other day because I realized I was scheduled to start when that started, and I was like, Oh my God. Like, I'm watching it. Like, oh, I didn't know.
It's
But
rough.
yeah, that's a lot.
3
Calm down.
hours. We'll see how they feel it before they start just replaying entire Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. That's crazy. But send those comments in, whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X. Send those comments in and let us know your thoughts on Raw, SummerSlam coming up, Amanda's eyebrows.
Yeah.
My
Amanda's
Team Squad
eyebrows.
jersey. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Got to represent.
That's a good one.
Comfortable. But yeah, a lot
Jeffrey's
did
here
happen
from
tonight.
Facebook.
What's up,
Hi.
Jeff? Jeffrey Young. That's a new one, isn't it?
Is that new Jeff? Yes, it is. Other Jeff is Jeff with a G,
Yeah,
right?
other Jeff always has like a baseball hat.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much fun. Okay, let us know all your thoughts. Send in the Slam chats. You just, I'm really not doing it. Oh, yes, W Space Jam jersey. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Acknowledge him for sure. Speaking of acknowledging, I'm going to just do it really quickly and we're going to move on because Mia Yim is empowering me to call that factions a thing that I don't think I'm allowed to, but she's really out here in the streets. She's throwing up gang signs. Let's say. I'm trying to find out how to join that.
How long ago did I send that to you? I've been cracking up. How long ago was that? That was.
It was a while. It was during.
It was an hour ago. It was a little bit before the main event started. I sent it to you because I was cracking up. I thought you would laugh too.
So
like
funny.
Mia Yim, Mi Chain, whatever you want to call her.
She's got jokes. She is so funny.
Jokes. Second week in a row. So tonight I wish we could put it up on the video, but we can't. So I'll just describe it. Mi Chain posts a screenshot. She posts a picture of her watching Raw. And on the screen is Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler walking to the ring. And all you see is her fingers going like this, like doing the finger symbol that it looked like they did after the match. Like, I don't know exactly what they were doing. I feel like
I don't either, but
what to do with my hands. And she said, and it's time for stud line action. Put them up.
Put them up. Acknowledge them. Okay. We're acknowledging. So the besties acknowledge the stud line. I don't know if I'm allowed. I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but we are. I just figured out if I click this, it says it makes the slam chats come up in the bottom.
I've seen that. Look at you.
Do that, you guys. Do that.
Let's go.
I was trying to figure out if there's like something I can.
Let's go. Man is gonna accidentally kick us off the video or something or press some shit.
Yeah, it'll be like, what is happening? Wait, what if I click? Okay, just like.
Let's change our background to AEW on accident.
Oh, okay. So we can put titles. Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Well, everyone, we're just learning together. It's so cute. It's so fun around here. I'll figure out how to get. We've got to have. We're going to acknowledge them on this show. So I'm going to figure out how I can do that. I think there's like a different cinema layout. I don't know. I'll figure it out before next week so that we can make sure that we all acknowledge together. Be sure to acknowledge the stud line in the chat. There is emojis as such. Pick one. I don't care, but we're going to do it. The besties are here for all of the factions on Raw, okay? Right. It is faction night. It is big factions all around. Yeah, I would say, just before we move on, I do think that CM Punk probably to a great degree like won that exchange. For sure. I also think that it is a captivating exploration of styles in that it feels very much like there are scripts that are running concurrently, but I don't necessarily know that all of the writers of the scripts have sat down together to coordinate them into one piece. Like I feel like Drew and Punk are their own element and have probably done a great deal of work with that together. And it does feel kind of like Seth Rollins is the real life unknown third party situation that kind of just is in the dynamic and is a little bit unpredictable. And I think that makes for a really fun television, but it also makes for a more exciting there's a reason for him to be the referee. I thought it was very compelling that Michael Cole went through like the historical instances of referees. I didn't look it up. What did Jesse Ventura do? Do you remember?
I don't remember that. No, it was
I thought
referenced
he
a
did
lot
something
tonight.
grimy because it made little Amanda hate him,
That
and I
was a
couldn't.
little bit before I started watching, so like
Oh,
I didn't
see,
get to see.
I'll have to look it up because I do think he did something, but I don't know that it's like universally bad. It was just something that like little Amanda didn't like. So if he like screwed Triple H, little Amanda would have been upset. You know what I mean? It's not like wasn't a baby face lines. But yes, that was really fun. It makes me feel like something will be happening for sure.
Yep.
I just get excited when I see a different thing come up. So someone from Twitch, I'm excited about that. Yeah, I do think it was kind of cute. It was kind of cute. I do like the way that some of Punk's lines feel like they are. I don't think this is. It is not a critique. It is vintage WWE, right? There is a little bit of like the cadence, a little bit of the pacing, a bit of it feels like it's a juxtaposition of style and generations. And I think that's what makes some of the things that go on in AEW compelling, but in a less, this doesn't feel as chaotic. So I kind of like it. It's very nice. I'm using words that if you don't want to hear them, please let me know because nobody's here for the juxtaposition of style, I don't think. Okay, so Wyatt 6 unmasked is what I want to talk about. That was probably my best of the best. I was very, very, very excited about that. There was also a video with Dexter Lumis, and I do think that is his hair long too, or he has braided hair into his hair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was like, whoa, what is happening? Like this is wild. So there was no VHS delivery, which is probably for the best. I think if anything, we could sort of just like, oh, I thought you said misuse of juxtaposition. I was like, whoa, hold on. Did I? No, I'm a writer. Okay. I know words. They had a VHS moment that occurred. It ended up happening after they had already come out, so that was kind of nice. They didn't have a delivery sequence, which I thought was good. Like I don't think we need that bit anymore. So that's pretty cool that they just like kind of slid that to the side. Yeah. I do think that the visuals are still incredibly stunning, and I like that they're not turning the house lights fully on. So like even when they came out to do kind of moves, there is still this very spooky element because of the smoke, because of the lighting effects. But they did end up, it was the three, so not Uncle Howdy and not Sister Abigail, because Maggle ended up telling us later that her name is Sister Abigail. So it's not the witch-like creature anymore. It is not Nikki Cross either. It is Sister Abigail. But so she was not present, but like the three that come towards the camera, it was a very fun visual. I feel like the way that they set them up even is incredibly just, it's what is that word? I don't want to say cinematic. That's not what I'm meaning. It's like, it's the staging of it all. Like that's actually like someone's craft to figure out where to place the camera, to where to place the lights, and like how to actually coordinate that to make it look as cool as it looks. But so the three, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Lumis, get to the ring, and they're kind of up on the apron. Who's inside is Chad Gable and the Creed brothers, because they just had a match. There was like a whole nasty bit at the end with Otis. They're slapping Otis. Maxine squared up to Gable. It was like a situation. Okay, but we're not there yet. So it's Gable and the Creeds are in the ring, and they just really the Wyatt Six just fully unmasks. Like they take them off. And it was like a cool reveal.
Yeah. It felt like we found out the killer on screen.
Yeah. And it wasn't
like we already knew the killer of Scream, right? Like you already figured it out ahead of time, and then we got that reveal at the end.
Yeah. And like I didn't expect any surprises. I did think that who has been reported was who was reported, but like how it would be presented, I thought was something very compelling. And I am so excited about the fact that you not only we've heard from Dexter Lumis, like he was speaking in the later vignette. Well, I don't even know that I've ever heard.
I was just about to say that.
I don't think so. Like, I wasn't like a super fan of NXT, but I thought that was his whole bit. I don't think he talked there either. So I'm excited about, but I also think that he sort of had like a remarkable transformation. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily know that if you were someone who was a big fan of Index like I was in the NXT days and loved the Index wedding, Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis getting married. I don't know that you would see this Dexter Lumis and go like, oh yeah, that's the, it was a very, very different presentation. I think Joe Gacy had like a little bit of makeup on,
Yeah.
which also made it just enough of a different presentation that you can kind of feel like, yeah, you just kind of feel like these people really did get drug out of hell, right? Like that's what the story is supposed to be. Like they are plucked from oblivion, and that's what it feels like. And I think that's really spectacular. That's a lot of different teams coming together in a way that I don't know that they do often in professional wrestling, just as far as like the costuming, the lighting, like there's a lot that goes into this. And I do think the proof of concept is coming to fruition. I mean, I do think that the vision is there. I mean, like I understand what we're seeing.
Mhm.
And I think even some of like the naysayers, perhaps, I think seeing them in more dynamic action can help alleviate that. And I think that's what hopefully people don't just get like married to the opinion that they said it sucked, right? Because sometimes people just like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hate it. Like they just love to hate it. But
I've seen a little bit more of that tonight.
I think that's pretty common. I also
Yeah.
think that being able to see that there is an in-ring aspect that we haven't actually gotten to even flesh out in the slightest.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, you boil it out, forget all your lighting, forget all your masks, forget all the whatevers. Like those are three exceptional wrestlers in and of themselves. You bring them
Yeah.
out in plain tights, those three could still go. And we could watch particularly this 6 combination. So the Chad Gable Creeds with Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Lumis, I feel like is going to be, what do the kids say? Am I allowed to say banger?
Gonna
I'm
be a
not
banger.
40 yet. Can I say bang? I'm not 40. I can
Gonna
say
be a
banger.
banger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Banger.
banger for
Yeah.
sure. I'm very excited about that match. So
Oh yeah.
that ended up getting set up in a backstage segment after they
Mhm.
showed they did say
Yeah.
Mercy a couple times. So I wonder if all their names will be officially the Wyatt family, like, or the Funhouse names. No, they said Gable said their other names backstage though, didn't he? Like
Yeah,
he
he
said
did.
their names.
So
I think maybe it's just Nikki's
I
name
think
that
it's just gonna be I think it's just gonna be their names because he's like he goes backstage and says all their names like, oh yeah, it's so and so, so and so,
and
and
Adam was like, yeah.
I know, and yeah, so we get that next week, folks. If you missed it, next week we finally get the Wyatt Six in the ring, not Uncle Howdy yet, which I loved. Okay, like I don't think enough people are talking about how strategic and how great that was planned out because like I've seen a lot of people complaining that we weren't getting Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable at SummerSlam. And it's like, bro, like chill. Uncle
Yeah,
Howdy is the final, like, I don't want to say he's the final boss, but he's like,
but
bro, he is. He is like,
mhm.
you got to beat everyone else first. You can't just go straight to Uncle Howdy. That's no fun.
No.
You gotta have some fun with the other guys first.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that they started with this first and let
Mm-hmm.
these 6 get in the ring and figure it out and scare them a little bit more for a couple of weeks. I'm loving. I mean, once again, I mean, every week I'm intrigued to see where they take it and how they keep us engaged with this storyline and the Wyatt and how far they're going to go. So obviously, next time we get a Joe Gacy tape, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we get that next week, which will be great. A personal favorite of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that they're taking the slow approach. While everyone just wants to rush everything, they seem to be taking the slow approach, slow build, slow storyline, and I love it. It is working for me personally. It may not, what works for me may not work for you, but it's working for me, folks. I'm loving it, and we finally get and see how everything will be next week. You get all 6 of them, all the Wyatt family except Uncle Howdy, obviously, and Chad Gable, Creed brothers, who, by the way, new music and new attire tonight.
That's true. It is. It's even darker than the other one. So there was like an interim new attire that was gray and maroon because I wrote a whole story.
I tweeted after that and I said, so how we feeling about the Creed brothers new attire? And people were like, nah, I'm not feeling it. And it's like, I may be in the minority here, but I like the theme song. I was kind of glad they went away from the previous Creed brothers only because it really, like, when you see the Alpha Academy and you see the Creed brothers, they were very similar. Like,
Yeah.
even the theme song was similar.
Yeah.
Like, everything was just too similar.
Yeah.
So I think this kind of sets the two apart and gives the Creed brothers a new identity in their own identity. So I personally loved the new Creed brothers that we got tonight, the new attire, the new music. Not everybody's new music is good. I still hate Braun Breaker's music. It still throws me off. But I think the Creed brothers' new look and new theme worked for me tonight. I'm excited for the match next week for sure.
So this is a good question. I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is that who was it? Isla Dawn. So on Main Event, like where they film Main Event that airs on Thursday on Peacock before the Raw taping. It's usually the dark matches for the crowd. And out there tonight was Ivy Nile and Isla Dawn. And I don't think that I for some reason think that she's going to get thrown into this, and then it gives the Sister Abigail character something to do as well, because I don't necessarily see the Sister Abigail character going off and having like a random, all of a sudden she's like, I'm fighting Katana Chance. Like, I just don't think that I don't see that happening. I think it'll probably be like fairly interlinked.
Yeah.
And that would just make sense to me that they would end up adding that element. Like maybe the Wyatt Six kidnap Ivy Nile or something.
Something like that. Nice. I think with two reasons why I think she is going to join them and soon is because two different reasons tonight that I noticed. One, go to her Twitter and literally during that segment, she's tweeting a bunch of eye emojis. During the Chad Gable segment after he got slapped, by the way. By Maxine Dupree. So just throwing that out there. And the second reason is because of what I just said. I guess I lured myself into the other reason. Maxine Dupree slapping him tonight because obviously Chad can't retaliate, but Ivy Nile can. So I think Ivy Nile is still with him.
In the backstage segment where at least in one of them, he was shown talking to all three of them. It wasn't just the boys. So I don't know. I maybe wishful thinking, but I'm hoping they didn't just ditch Ivy Nile. So that was the Wyatt Six. That was very exciting. There was we briefly touched on it, but there was a 6-woman match. So it was Sonya, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark has a new hairdo, has a new darker hair color, which I have a glaze on the counter that I have not done yet. But I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta go do that now. It's just like sometimes. I don't know. I think just summer in the streets just feels like it's ending soon. I don't know. The sun, it wasn't out today, frankly. The sun was not out. And once you have the sun out every single day for so long, and then all of a sudden it's like a rainy day again, you're just like, oh, wow, okay, it's pumpkin spice time, like it's probably going to be 80 by the end of the week. But right now, I was with Zoe's new hair. I was about it. She did get new hair. It was very pretty. So they were taking on Katana Chance and Kaden Carter and Lyra Valkyria. Yeah, they lost. I mean, I don't know. And then
Zoe pinned Katana.
Yeah.
Zoe pinned Katana.
Then Damage Control ran out.
Yeah.
And then
that threw me off a little bit. Did that throw you off? I only say that because they're both heels.
So then I wrote
are they making Damage Control babyface now?
So then I wrote an article, and I had, before I left, and then my children were losing their minds. So then I was like, I gotta go. So I don't know if the headline ends up having a question mark or not. I had question mark, but I don't know that he would keep the question mark, because I think that, to my editor, I think he was feeling like it was like the end of a stack of babyface like mini turns, and this is just like, oh, okay, now this is like the direction, whereas I guess I hadn't clocked that. So when you see like Io Sky freaking out, we need a change, like all of this stuff, it didn't occur to me what they were thinking is that they needed to be like better humans or something. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
You instantly think heel, right?
Yeah, it seems like yeah, I guess there's been like the shift. And so well, okay, so they beat them up, but then also they've been like doing that for a minute.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think I also though in the moment read it as they are dueling over who is the baddest of the bad girls.
Hmm.
Like who's in charge of the bad girls, like who's
Yeah.
the one like the most dominant of the bad people. So I don't know, but we'll see. I think they've been making that. You know what's nice about this little Triple H era? Let's just talk about the Paul Levesque era for a
All of
second.
that.
Is that I feel as though right now you guys can tell me this information and I go like, yeah, I feel it. But also in my mind, it's opposite.
Hmm.
And so I can just keep going, I don't know. Like to me, it's opposite, right? And I do think that there's enough storylines. If you look at Punk and Drew, there's people on both sides of that. There can be people on both sides of whether or not Damage Control is babyface. I think there's people on both sides of Liv and Rhea. I think
Yeah.
like there's probably a prevailing notion, but then there's also still, vocal dissenters. There is like still a different, maybe we're the contrarians of the world, right? Like maybe that's just like the rabble rousers who want to be different. But I do think that it didn't occur to me that it was a full baby face. I just thought it was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're trying to make sure they're not going to get dogged out as the baddest bad girls on the block, But I don't know. That's exciting. That's
I am.
exciting to
I'm
know.
ready. I'm just kind of glad we're getting away. I just wasn't feeling the pairing of Katana, Kaden, and Lyra. It just felt, it never really hit
See,
with
I
me.
don't. You think they're getting away from it? I only
I
think
think
they
so.
are. See, I don't think they are because they coordinated the entrance tonight to get it like down, like so that it's like both of the elements, the woo and then the shooting and the stuff. And then the girls also all had purple gear that looked like, I wouldn't say new gear, but I
Hmm.
don't think it was their their normal gear. I don't know. So I was like, oh wow, like to me that cemented, oh, these three are gonna stay together. Like that's kind of strange. So
I
I
mean,
don't
if they
know.
are, they need to get a win because,
They need to do something because they just are they're looking very enhancement talent,
yeah,
like and it's okay to do that for so long, but if you continue to do that week after week after week, it makes I mean they're all former champions. And so that's hard to
it's
you wouldn't
pouring
necessarily.
outside right now.
Is it? It was raining
Yeah,
here
like
today too. It was awful.
it's just like came out of nowhere.
I hate it.
Like it's hot. It's hot where you're at and pouring where I'm at. Welcome to the Midwest.
Ugh,
Yeah,
ridiculousness.
I think
So
you're
yeah,
right.
that was a match that happened, I guess. It's like one of those where, okay, like that's a thing that happened.
Yeah, it was pretty much just, and like one complaint I will have,
Mhm.
while we praise Triple H, I'm a little upset. The only thing, there's only two things I'm upset about, and it's gonna make sense because there's no. I mean, where is Alba Fire and Isla Dawn? They're the women's tag team champions. Nowhere on the card for SummerSlam. There's no men's tag team championships on the card. So, like, if our goal is to really elevate the tag team championships and tag teams and
Mhm.
factions, why is there nothing on the card to reflect that? Like, you got all these. I mean, while I'm glad we're getting it on Raw, like,
Mhm.
it'd be really nice to get some of this on the card at SummerSlam too. I think it would
Yeah.
elevate them a little bit, and you know, for people that don't watch Raw, they'd
Yeah.
get to see, because people that just watch SmackDown, say, or people that just watch NXT, they'll be
Mhm.
watching SummerSlam because it's the party of the summer. Everyone's going to be watching, and
That's
people that
true.
don't even watch wrestling will. So
Mhm.
that's the perfect time to showcase your tag teams and factions, and we don't have
Mhm.
any of them. And I think what they're doing right now with Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, I think we're really building something here.
Mhm.
And I really thought when they were getting ready to announce this match with Damage Control, I was thinking SummerSlam or something.
Mhm.
But I guess we're not even getting the tag match yet. We're just getting Dakota Kai, and I think she challenged Sonya. Did she challenge Sonya for next week? So
Mhm.
we do get that next week. But just my rant of the day. You got all these factions and tag teams, and none of them are on the SummerSlam card.
This is true. So this is why it's a little confusing because they're there tomorrow against Metaphor, and then whoever wins that is back on Friday against Jade and Bianca.
Mhm.
But why would that, like, why isn't that on SummerSlam?
Exactly.
So I wonder, I don't know. I think I feel like the
I'm not
women's
trying to like pick
titles-
on. I mean, because like this card is great. Like SummerSlam
Yeah.
card is phenomenal. But like you got all these great factions right now that I think I would argue more than ever. There's more factions now than ever. Than I've grown up and seeing a lot of different factions and tag teams, but right now there's so many and creating new ones every day. And none of them, like, you have SummerSlam and no Jade, no Bianca, no Damage Control, who's owned the WWE for over the last year. So I like what they're doing. I just wish that they would give the women more. And it's a little upsetting too because it's already a Raw heavy SummerSlam anyway. There's only three SmackDown matches and there's 4 Raw, so it's already Raw heavy anyway. But like, I don't know, just my personal rant, I guess. I think what they're doing is great with the factions and tag teams, but would be nice on a bigger stage to showcase them.
Yeah. So this is just, I like it when weird things go on in the chat. I'm sorry to say that I do. So Sergio says, stop watching WWE.
Oh, yeah?
Sergio, it's like my literal job, though, so I can't. But if you want to send me some money for my babies,
consider it.
Feel free to go to slamchats.com or send a super chat here. I spent $120 on diapers and wipes today, so yeah.
You got the big box.
Yeah, because I do that thing at Target where if you spend $100, they give you a $20 gift card. So I tell myself I'm only spending $80, and I'm like on a stupid.
I thought you went to Sam's Club.
I mean, sometimes it can be, Sergio. But then what was funny is that MD threw up that to go under it. So it was like, stop watching, and then respectfully. It was enjoyable. Sergio, let me know what you like to watch. Do you watch a different wrestling, or do you just not watch wrestling, or just let me know? I'm curious to hear. And then somebody has an angry Sergio made an angry face on Facebook. I'm so sorry, Sergio. I watch them all in a week. I have to watch them all for my job. So if you have something that you want to say about a different promotion, chances are I can have an opinion too. So I just want all the besties to feel welcome and accepted, even if you're mad about it. I'm sorry. I don't know. There's someone having angry.
That's why we got Amanda here, because I don't give a damn if you like WWE.
Oh yeah, DC's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, oh, let's talk about your niche thing. Look what happened to the old bloodline. I mean, okay, all right, yeah, we can't even talk about that because this is the Monday night show. So like, they won't even. I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to start drama in the streets. What else happened here tonight?
Yeah, so a very, I guess, not really forgettable match, but Bronson Reed and Sheamus fought tonight. A match that literally happened just to elevate Butch, Paul Rudd, not Paul Rudd, I almost called him Paul Rudd. Pete Dunne and Sheamus are getting ready for a long feud, I think. We're setting up Bash at Berlin. Absolutely, MDB, for sure. Don't care. I
need to make a cuter face because that was such an embarrassing face, but we gotta grab this.
That is the great thing. Look, what was his name? Sergio. There's this great thing that we are blessed with today, Paul Rudd. There's this great thing that we're blessed with today. Like, we have so many options on what we can watch, do with our life. And it's very easy to choose to do so, what we do or don't want to do. So if you don't like WWE, you should probably not watch a video that literally says WWE in the video.
Yeah. But if you're here just to like jerk off to either one of us, please do send us a super chat because we have got kids, people. Don't fire me for saying J-O on this podcast.
We've said, I mean, at this point, like, look. Yeah, at this point, that's
Okay,
long.
moving on.
Yeah.
Who else? Yeah, with
Please.
forgettable match. It was basically just to have
It's just to elevate. Yeah, it's
Pete Dunne
furthering.
be a little sneaky
Pete,
scamp in the
yeah,
corner
Pete
there.
Dunne and Sheamus is gonna be a nice feud. I think we're setting up Bash of Berlin.
This is very true. Very likely. Do you think that Ridge Holland will do you think that Ridge Holland will ever like be involved at all in that? Like, is there any way? No, he's on NXT. He's chased you forever.
Okay. I think they're still trying to figure him out on what they're doing with him on NXT. They featured him a little bit for a couple weeks and made him a big deal, and then they started the fucking chase you stuff, and I'm like, once they started doing that, I knew it was going down.
I mean, I know, you guys. I just thought maybe, like, can we extricate him in some way? But, like, that's okay.
Oh, he's still in Chase U? I knew they did it for a couple weeks. I didn't know he was.
No, he's still in. He's, like, in. Yeah, no, he's in. Full-fledged member.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's in.
Okay.
For sure.
He's busy then.
He's a busy guy. Yeah, he's busy. Yeah, he did. He got them new shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlito and Jey Uso happened tonight.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Very forgettable as well. Carlito lost, like I'm sure everyone expected. Pinfall with the spear. Jey Uso, who my second rant of the night is not on SummerSlam card.
Yeah.
But maybe it's for a reason. There's kind of this match with his brother that might have him involved. We'll see.
This is true.
Maybe. We'll save that for the predictions part. But yeah, Jey Uso wins tonight. Pins Carlito. Carlito, by the way, was supposed to book Dominic with or was supposed to book himself against Sami Zayn. And instead books Dominic against Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn won by disqualification. Obviously, all kind of interference. Braun Breaker comes out, attacks. But I think Zayn came out on top tonight over Braun Breaker, so we'll see what happens on Saturday. But yeah, Carlito loses to Jey Uso, and Dominic technically loses to Sami Zayn by DQ. So those were two matches that happened. Judgment Day, Finn Balor was the main event. Face Gunther, who will face Damian Priest, obviously on Saturday. Finn Balor was supposed to weaken him up. Supposed to weaken him up a little bit, or was he? Or
I don't know.
What was his real motive? Maybe we'll figure that out on Saturday. But yeah, I think the main event was really good. Great match, Finn Balor and Gunther. Banger, as Amanda would say, or the kids would say. Banger as main event. But not other than the Wyatt Six and Damian Priest, Gunther fighting to end Raw. Obviously, that was crazy. And in Raw, like they literally just stopped in the middle of them fighting because that's the way Raw ended tonight. In case you missed it, it was all just setting up Saturday. We're all locked and ready. Are you ready?
I will get ready.
You'll get ready. I've been ready.
Are you? You've got to be ready.
I woke up this morning like it's SummerSlam week. I get to go to my first pay-per-view ever.
It's so exciting. I am so excited.
I am too. You have no idea. So it's time.
It's time. Predictions about it.
Which one? So let's start with SmackDown.
Okay.
Logan Paul and LA Knight. And if you're watching right now, you want to get your predictions in because we're going to be keeping track.
Please let us know.
Anybody messes up, we're keeping track. MDB, Jeff, Sergio, if you want to comment, you want to get some predictions.
Give us your predictions, Sergio.
Send those comments in. We're doing predictions now for SummerSlam on Saturday. So first match, LA Knight and Logan Paul for the United States title.
Is it what I want to happen or what I think will happen? We do this every time. And I never know what I should say.
We can quickly do both. We can go quickly.
For that one, I just feel like it's very logical to put a belt on LA Knight, given how popular he is. But I also think that they're enjoying the troll factor of having Logan Paul continue to win, and not necessarily ending that feud. So I I would tend to think Logan Paul.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I just can't pick against LA Knight. I think they have been enjoying Logan Paul's run, but he's already been champion for 260 plus days.
Yeah.
I think people realize that. It's been a
Yeah.
long reign,
Yeah.
and in my opinion, a lot of nothing, to be quite honest, in my opinion. So I think it's time to move on. I think LA Knight wants the title.
Sergio says SummerSlam is still going to be bad. That could be. And Roman Reigns is coming back. I mean, I hope so, Sergio. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. Hold on. Serge, stay here.
We'll
We're going to hang out. It's fine. Hulk Logan. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Hulk Logan.
Okay. So we got it locked in. What's next?
So let's go to Raw now. Let's stick with the mid. Stick with the mid card title. Let's go Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, Intercontinental title.
Braun Breaker.
I really hope so.
I love Sami Zayn. This is a known fact.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Yeah, I think Braun Breaker.
It's time. Yeah, I got Braun Breaker as well. I think it's time to. That's who I want, and also who I think will win. I think Braun Breaker. SmackDown WWE Women's Championship: Bayley against Queen Nia Jax.
I think Nia Jax wins, and I think she and Tiffany Stratton become besties and have a running gimmick together for a while before it ends up having some kind of cash-in situation.
I want Nia to win just because of how great she's been since she's been back. I really think she truly deserves a run, which is why I wanted her to win Queen of the Ring to beginning. I think Bayley wins, though. I can't see all these titles changing hands. That's really the only reason. I think there's just too many titles that would be changing hands if I picked against Bayley. So I think Bayley wins. I could see some shenanigans like Tiffany distracting her with the fake cash in or something, and Nia losing because of that or something along those lines. I think Bayley retains, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So going to Raw. Let's go. Doing these off the top of my head, too, folks. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship.
I think Rhea Ripley.
But you.
I think it's a more compelling story.
Yes.
That Finn flips on all of these fools and was helping Liv the whole time. Mm-hmm. But I think that's sort of like me just wanting my fan fiction to be right. So I do think that Rhea didn't lose the title, and I do think that Liv winning from two different accounts. Like, come on. It's just so funny. I appreciate your support. I do. Slamchats.com and also Super Chats. That's what it is.
There it is.
Did you just say the same? It's different people win. That's very good. Okay, I just want everyone to know I've made a fan out of Sergio. Thank you. But not in that way. So tell me why not in that way, Sergio. Well, I mean... yeah, this is a lot. Okay. I do. I'm sticking with Rhea, but I would prefer Liv to win because I think there's a more kind of juicy story to be told here. But yeah.
See, I think this story is still in the, I don't want to say early stages, but I think we're still not quite ready for the official reveal of Finn and Liv working together in cahoots the whole time. So I actually think Dom either inadvertently helps Liv or actually helps Liv, and Liv wins. So I got Liv retaining, no Rhea, no mommy getting the title back. I got Liv Morgan keeping the belt. So let's stick with Raw. I want to save Cody Solo for the end. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk with Seth Rollins as special guest referee. Yeah, this is the tough one, I think. This could go so many different ways. But I think this one is as simple as everyone thinks.
What do you think?
Seth screws CM Punk. Drew McIntyre wins, and we get the Seth CM Punk feud now that CM Punk is healthy, which we were supposed to get from the beginning. Remember?
Yeah. What does Drew do now, though?
It's pretty much a number one contenders match for the most part.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I got Drew McIntyre. I think Seth Rollins screws CM Punk, and we get that feud. That's what I got.
Yeah. I do think.
Is it that simple?
I'm just, to be a contrarian, I'm gonna say that Punk wins.
Okay.
And it's through like begrudging support. You know what I mean? Like Seth Rollins doesn't want to help. You know, like it's like a 9 count. It's like some kind of really long, drawn out.
He has no choice but to count to 3.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, guess what? It's time. It's time, Sergio. We're gonna talk
not
about
yet. We still got one more Raw before we get to it. Remember?
Sorry, Sergio. Hang tight.
Gunther Damian Priest, world title.
Oh, that's right. I think Gunther, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. I would like Damian Priest to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I got Damian. I think Damian retains. Cool. I do. I think Damian Priest retains the title. Liking his run right now. It's started a little slow, but it's starting to hit with me. I got Damian Priest retaining. I think I could see some interference. Something that doesn't make Gunther look weak and he loses by interference. It's been a long time since we've seen Giovanni Vinci. Just saying.
This is true.
It's been a while. Been a while. Just keep that in your back pocket. So I got Damian Priest winning. So Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Amanda, who you got?
It's my bestie. It's my best of the best.
Oh, Homer pick. Homer pick.
I'm not gonna. Okay, as much.
I actually want Solo to win. I'm just gonna be honest. I want Solo to win.
Big baby.
It has nothing. It has nothing to do with Cody. It is honestly 100% Solo Roman. I think Solo winning. Hear me out. I know it's upsetting. I know you want to punch me through the screen right now.
That's okay. I took a deep breath. Did you say yes? Okay.
Imagine Solo wins. Imagine Solo wins the title.
Okay.
And Roman doesn't come back yet. But imagine Roman coming back to Solo with the title, a new bloodline, taking over SmackDown. To me, I think that hits a little bit more than just making him lose his title match. To me, that is a bigger story, and it makes their match even bigger. So I'm hoping Solo wins, but I'm probably wrong. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. But I would like Solo to win just because I think it would add a little bit more fuel to Roman Solo.
I think Cody's going to win, but I don't think it's happening. Like, you know how people think Roman's going to have to help Cody? I don't think that Roman's there to help Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that Roman is there to like fuck Solo that bad. I almost think it's just like the music hits. You know what I mean? I don't think, you know, I do think though, if Solo wins, it sort of makes the Roman return all the more compelling.
Mm-hmm.
And
my only problem with that, so like, while I want that to happen, so to kind of turn to your side of the thing, because I know you're a big Cody fan, to me, it takes a little bit away from Cody's title reign as well.
Yeah.
If he completes the story after all this trouble and after all this shit he went through, to win this title. He finally wins it and then loses it, what, not even 4 months? 4 months after winning it? 4 months? Yeah, 4 months. 4 or 5 months after winning it. Not even 5. It's
what do you think the real, so like, okay, they swerved with this Cody stuff. Do you think there was always going to be, so if it was supposed to be Rock Roman would have lost to Rock, and then was a new bloodline going to form to try to overthrow Rock? Or this whole, because this new bloodline was well underway. They've already signed these people.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I guess sometimes when I try to figure out.
I thought the new bloodline was going to be with The Rock, on The Rock side.
Okay.
Is what I thought was going to happen.
That makes more sense. Yeah. And then, so in that event, yeah, you could conceivably see Solo winning. I mean, I do think Cody needs more turmoil. MDB is also here from 2 accounts. So I just want to say thank you to the besties. They're the best of the besties that are here on 2 accounts. Let's go. Right. You guys are the best of the best. I do think, yeah. Oof. Let's find out.
Yep.
Can I just say, Sergio? I'm going to come back to Sergio. I would like Roman Reigns to have a completely different look. Completely. I want his hair cut. I want it all changed. I'm not even kidding. I also want to know why they trademarked Caesar Sikoa. Because I wrote that story a while ago. And it was like, I don't know if they were planning on changing Solo's name or secretly I thought it'd be fun if Roman's like a new. Remember how like American Badass Undertaker is like kind of not the Undertaker? Like it is.
Like it is, but it isn't. Yeah.
And so like you conceivably just go, oh yeah, that's like almost like a different guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just think if anyone creatively could actually pull it off, it would be Roman. But yeah.
Like that.
Oh, wait, it's not gonna happen at all. He's not. You don't think he's gonna look totally different or change his name? I mean, I don't think they'll change his name. I think for like merch purposes, I think that you could just double the merch though if you start making it like Roman Reigns is the bad guy and Caesar Sikoa is like, what? Okay, that's fine. I don't know. I also have same thing. I mean, that's true. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Well,
so since Jay's not on the card, do you think he's involved or Jimmy? Do you think they're involved or you think this is just for Roman?
Ooh.
I think Roman just comes out with Paul Heyman. Like maybe towards the end of the match, him and Paul Heyman, the music hits and him and Paul Heyman just walk and stand on the Titantron. And that's enough for Solo to lose. Solo's gonna have a lot of help.
Do you think all 4 of them coming out would be enough for Solo to lose? I think you have Jimmy surprising Solo. You would go like Jimmy, Jay, Roman, and then it gives you like very much.
My only thing with Jimmy and Jay coming back to help.
Then like, why did they?
Yeah, like the last time we seen them on the television together, they were beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they were fighting
2 nights in a row at WrestleMania, and it's like, oh wait, now they're together. Like, I know a lot of people have said that, and I'm like, I can't.
I think people just say the stuff they think would be the coolest, and then you try to come up with any reason around it. So it's like, I think this would be cool.
I also think that's just moving too fast. Like they clearly want to play the slow game with this storyline. So like, if Jimmy and Jay and Roman all come back Saturday, that's moving really quickly, in my opinion. Especially if this is supposed to be for War Games. Like that's months away.
That's true. I also wonder because originally Roman was scheduled or at least advertised for the Friday SmackDown in Cleveland. And then he got pulled from the advertisements like not too long ago. And it was mostly because like nosy F's like me, the dirt sheet writers, like dug up the fact that he was on a poster and talked about it. And then it turned into a problem. So I wonder if it's actually more like Roman just comes out Friday.
Mm.
And you don't know what he's like, oh shit, there's Roman. And that's why they have a 3-hour pre-show, because they have all this crap to talk about Roman Reigns. Like, what's he going to do? Whose side is he on? And they have like, they can build that anticipation throughout the show.
I like
and
that.
then it's almost like by the end, if he comes out again, you're like, oh, now what's he gonna do?
Right.
Kind of a thing, versus like just him popping out as the surprise. So
I like that.
I wonder. Yeah, sorry. We always dig it up. What caused dirt sheet troubles.
Gotta ruin it
He was
for
on the
everyone.
poster. There was a screen grab because my editor saw it before it went down, and then they took it down. So I'm not saying we're the article that caused it, but I am saying that my article had a screen grab in it. But so I know he was on the advertisement. Okay, people. Sergio says just SummerSlam. Okay, well, fair enough, Serge. I'm feeling good about having made Sergio a bestie. I hope you come back next week. I don't know why you're watching the Raw review, my dude, but I'm so happy that you're here. I'm always happy when any of the besties are here. Yeah, we can kind of make it just like, oh, they're brothers. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I have gobbled the glizzy of more confusing things from Paul Levesque era already. Frankly, right. I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just, yeah, all right. Holy God, this is empty. Okay, Amanda needs to go to bed. Frankly, it's past Amanda's. Woo! Past Amanda's bedtime. Thank you so much. I appreciate the double besties. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate you.
Shout out Rylan.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, I don't really have any inspirational words. Be adults, take care of yourself. I hope you take your medicine, you drink your water, and you just be kind to each other and yourself, like Jerry Springer would say. What's the other one? Oh, get your pet spayed and neutered. I don't really care about that. So do not control the pet population. Go to now we're up to a love. Okay, I really warmed Sergio's heart, you guys.
There you go.
We made a bestie. Serge, can you do me a favor? Sergio, I know you can hear me. Don't make that an angry face. It says right here, Facebook, angry face. You got to change the reaction, Sergio. You just said you loved us. You can't make it an angry face now.
He didn't say us. He said Amanda. Just saying. I pretty much told him to F off earlier, so I'm sure I'm not on that nice list.
Not a boy, Sergio. You guys, I had so much fun. I always have fun with the besties. Genuinely, I love everyone. Please do leave a comment if you're watching this on a catch-up type situation. Leave a comment, because there's 50 of you guys who watch it every week, and I am so blessed by that. And I just imagine what your lives are, and I think about like what you're doing and like what you had for breakfast on Wednesday. I just want to know. So let us know whatever time you're looking, whenever you're doing it. Yeah, let us know. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. It's free. You could subscribe right now. You could click down there. You could maybe that way. I think it's that way. You can click down there right now. Acknowledge them. And just subscribe. It's free. And by next week, 7 days from now, if you see us again and you didn't watch anything on this channel, just unsubscribe, I guess. But I think you'll watch us. And you'll watch everybody else, because they are also wonderful people.
That's right.
W besties, I do think as well.
Shout out MDB.
Follow DC. Send DC some money. I'm gonna bully DC into getting like a Cash App situation that we're gonna blast to the world, because we need to send DC some money. You could come to my Facebook page. Okay, Sergio. Okay, let's roll. I'm just kidding. There's so many besties. I love the besties. This is it. DC is going to SummerSlam.
That's right.
Are you bringing a bestie side?
Besties will be in the house.
The besties are in the house. You don't need a sign. You're in the building.
Besties in the building. Besties in the building.
Exciting. Okay, besties, take good care. Have a good week. Have fun with SummerSlam. We'll see you next week.
Peace and love, everybody.
Bye.